Hello and welcome to the Life in Durham live chat. I'm Stacy Torian. I work at the Office of Admissions at Duke University Graduate School. I'm very happy that you all are joining us today for this. I have four graduate students with me who are ready to share their knowledge of Durham and can't wait to get started. Just wanted to go over some things before we launch right into the questions and answers. First of all, we will be recording the session. I will be sharing that recording link with you at the end of the session, and that link will be available on our website after the session is over. So be on the lookout for that. I also wanted to thank everyone who sent in questions in advance. We have quite a number of questions that we received in advance. We'll be focusing on those first, so don't be surprised if when you look at the question and answer panel, you see questions that aren't being answered right away. It's because we're answering the advanced questions first. So just want you to be aware of that. We're also going to be focusing on the questions about Durham and life in Durham. We received some great questions about academics, campus life, and those types of things. But we really want this session to be focused on Durham and life in Durham. So those questions that are about Durham will be prioritized. So with that said, why don't we launch right into our introductions, and then we'll go ahead and start answering questions. Andre?
Yeah, my name is Andre Van Rynback. I'm a fourth year PhD student in electrical and computer engineering, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
My name is Lauren Lohman. I'm a second year PhD student in civil and environmental engineering, and I'm originally from Delaware.
My name is Lauren Burianic. I'm a fourth year PhD student in cell biology, and I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina.
My name is Wenhan Qiu. I'm from China, and I'm a second year master student on environment engineering.
All right, well, I'll start us off with our first question. Is a car necessary for daily life? And if yes, how is the parking condition on campus? A car is not necessary for daily life if you live very close to campus, either in downtown Durham or in like the American what is that called? The American Tobacco? American Village.
Or just west of campus.
Yeah. So if there are a lot of buses that you can get around, either the Duke buses or Durham buses, but I'd say having a car makes it easier, especially for grocery shopping or if you want to get out of town, go hiking or something like that. And if you have a car and you want to park, the first 2 years, you're probably going to be on a waiting list for a parking permit, but you can get one that's a little in like a remote lot, so then you'll have to take a Duke bus regardless. And if anyone wants to add anything.
Yeah, a lot of students who don't have cars live just west of campus, where there's a Duke bus called the LaSalle Loop, which rides from campus past several apartments and then up onto Hillsborough Road, where there's grocery store, restaurants, and shops and back, and that runs, I think, every hour, and it's free, of course. So that's a popular option for students without cars. Okay, the next question is, what are the public transportation options in Durham? So fortunately, Durham has in my opinion, a good public transportation system. It has what's called the Data Bus, Durham Area Transit Authority, and those buses are part of a larger Triangle Transit Authority, TTA, and any of those buses are now free for Duke students, so you can get a Go Pass, which will get you free ridership. And the buses, there's several buses, mainly the 6 and the 11 bus stop around campus. The 6 bus goes west of campus, so there's apartments up there and shopping centers, and the 11 bus tends to stay north and west of campus. For anything further, you can go to the bus station and transfer there to Raleigh. There's also a bus that runs to Chapel Hill every hour during the school year. It runs from Duke's campus to Chapel Hill's campus. So yeah. The good thing is that generally you can get around Durham with just the buses, and they're free.
And in addition to buses, Durham also has an Amtrak station. So you can use that if you're looking to get out of town for decently cheap. You can take the Amtrak up to DC. You can take it down to Charlotte. It's got a pretty good connectivity on the East Coast.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll just throw out there, there's also Megabus here.
Megabus.
That'll take you everywhere. So.
All right, number 3. How expensive is the food in restaurants, fast food, and what do most people have for breakfast? So the food isn't all that expensive. If you're looking for cheap, you can get cheap. If you're looking for a really, really nice, expensive meal, you can also get that. It just kind of goes based on what you want to pay. I would say fast food is probably comparable to everywhere else in the States. You can get a meal for $5-6. If you're looking for something above that, Durham is actually known for its food. So we have a lot of really unique Durham restaurants, and they're fairly priced. And about once or twice a year, we have something called Triangle Restaurant Week, in which a lot of the restaurants within the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area will provide discounts for a set menu. So you can go and explore some of the more expensive places while still being on a budget. And as far as what do most people have for breakfast, that's about as variable as anywhere else. I personally like to have bacon and eggs, but I can be a morning person and get up and actually cook that. Some people stick with cereal or granola bars, and some people just forego breakfast altogether.
Yes. I think the food price in Durham is kind of expensive when it compares to I live in China, because the food in China is kind of cheap. But I should say when it compares to some large cities in America, the food price is kind of not so expensive. And for me, the breakfast, I have a leasing office who can offer the food for free. So yeah, I can join in the group and enjoy my breakfast if I want, and if I can get up early. So, okay. The next question is, what are the best place to get fresh food such as produce and eggs, fish, and so on? I think my recommendation is the Whole Food in the just between the West Campus and the East Campus. The Whole Food provides very good and high standard products. And for international students, especially for students from China, Japan, Korea, I think Liming, it's just 2 miles away from the West Campus, is also a good place to find Asian food. I think it's also very fresh and in good quality.
And to add on to that, we also have a lot of farmers markets in the area. Durham Farmers Market is outstanding. And there's also things called CSAs, which is Community Supported Agriculture. And so what you can do is pay for a share of the farm at the beginning of the season, and you'll get a box of vegetables, meats, and eggs every week for the duration of the season. I personally get mine through Brinkley Farms, and you can choose farms that are organic if that's what you want, choose farms that have eggs, have meat, that they raise themselves, so that's also a good option.
All right, our next question is, how does the cost of living match the quality of life in Durham? Do you feel like you can manage your expenses comfortably? I would say that the cost of living in Durham is pretty low, which is really nice. If you get a stipend, which I think most PhD students do and some master students do, you will live very, very comfortably. Housing prices very close to campus can be a little bit more expensive, but as you go further out, it becomes very reasonable. If you mostly go to the grocery store and make your own food, then your food expenses will be very cheap. And what I always tell people is that I never feel like I can't afford whatever I want to buy. So I feel like I live very comfortably here. and never feel like I don't have enough money based on just my stipend alone.
Okay, the next question. How can I get a driver's license? How long does it take to get a driver's license? Um, so you have to go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV here in Durham. And if you have a license from another state, then you just have to take the written driver's test for North Carolina, which is a multiple choice test, which you do have to study for because the questions can get pretty detailed. They give you a book. If you have a driver's license from a foreign country, I think you actually also have to take the driving test, where you go out on the road with the instructor and you do some basic driving maneuvers, and they can decide whether you are competent enough to get a driver's license at that point. And you can retake any of those tests if you happen to not pass the first time. And in terms of cost, I don't think it's that expensive. Maybe somewhere between $50 to $70 total.
Yeah, I'll just add, if you are coming from another state and changing your driver's license, which I did, you do still have to take like a sign test, and you have to take a computer test, and you should study a little bit for it because there are a lot of questions that are specific North Carolina laws related to like mostly alcohol and driving. So like how much time you get if you get a DUI. So you should actually study even if you're coming from another state.
Yes, I think if you from from foreign country like me from China, I have a driving license in China, but it still took me like 1 month to get used the traffic rules in the state. And my suggestion would be you can apply for the learning permit first, and if you also hold the international driving license, you can legally drive in the state. Then maybe after 2 to 3 months, you kind of get used to the traffic rules in the state. You can apply for the formal driving license if you want.
All right, the next question. Where in Durham do you live? Where have you lived in past semesters, and where have you been the happiest? So I actually went to UNC for undergraduate, so I've been in this area for about 8 years now. And for the past 5 years, I have been in Southwest Durham near South Point Mall, which is off of I-40. It was about a 9-mile drive to campus, but it's very safe location. You're right by the mall. You're around a lot of restaurants, and it's very convenient to get wherever you want. But I recently just moved to Northeast Durham into an old house, and I'm renting that. And I love having the space, and I love the quaintness of the neighborhood. It's a quiet street, which I also like, and a lot of the older houses, sometimes you can rent for cheaper than apartments, which is really nice. And I like how close I am to campus. That's a lot easier. And I like it has more of a unique feel rather than more of a suburban feel that you get kind of in Southwest Durham. Anybody else?
The next question is, what is the easiest way to find a roommate when renting a 2-bedroom apartment? Okay. I think there are lots of social medias you can use, like Facebook, and you can name it out. But I would suggest you can Google search the Duke list, and on the Duke list you can find someone who want to rent a bedroom as well. So you can talk with those guys if you want. So you can just Google search for the Duke list.
You can also talk to the admissions director of your program and have them send out an email to your list of incoming students within your program and see if anybody else is looking for a roommate. I've noticed people that have done that. That way they have a roommate of somebody that's in their program coming in if you're looking for somebody, before you get here and get acquainted with everybody.
All right. Our next question is, what would be the best way to buy furniture quickly? Where can I buy good furniture at a reasonable price? Um, when I first got here, I think I bought most of my furniture off of Craigslist. It's really easy. There are a lot of people that post, and you can get furniture sometimes for free. Sometimes you can get it for a whole bedroom set for under $100. So I think that's typically the easiest way to go. But if you're looking, I don't know, for something newer, then you could go to IKEA in Charlotte, or Target or Walmart sells pretty cheap furniture around here.
And now I think we're waiting for questions.
I think I'll add to the last question about where you live in Durham and where have you lived in past semesters. So I have also been here for 9 years or so because I did my undergrad here as well. So I've lived in downtown Durham, and it's really nice because it's so convenient. You can walk everywhere, and it's pretty safe. And there are a lot of restaurants. There's a lot to do. But now I live in Southwest Durham, and I really really like it. I feel I do a lot of like outdoor activities. I bike and I play tennis, and I think it's really easy to just get to open roads there and get to green spaces. And I really like it. And I think the housing can be a little bit cheaper the farther out that you go, so that's really nice.
Okay, we have another question now. Give some introduction about the gym or jogging route of Duke. Yeah, so the most popular jogging trail I know is called the Alveolar Trail, which is just across the street here from Duke's campus. It surrounds the Duke Golf Course, actually. And it's a trail through the woods. It's like 2.1 miles or something around that. And a lot of people jog or walk on that trail. There's a number of other trails just around campus in the Duke Forest. Duke owns a whole area just west of campus that's maintains it as a forest for research, and there's also many trails in there that I've been on. And then there's the gyms at Duke, which for PhD students I think are included in the stipend. I'm not sure how much it costs for other students, but the gyms are really high quality, excellent facilities. There's the main one on West Campus and a smaller one on East Campus, but it has a pool, fitness classes, machines. It's really good.
Yeah. And there's also the American Tobacco Trail, which is like a long greenway in Durham. It goes all the way from North Durham all the way down to, I mean, almost
Pittsburgh.
Hillsborough, yeah, really far. So, I mean, if you want to run for a very, very long time, that's a good option.
So the next question is, how many gyms are on campus? How do I register for the fitness and sports classes such as yoga, tennis, etc.? So we already kind of answered the first part. There's the large gym on West Campus and a smaller one on East Campus. Most graduate students would probably be using the West Campus one, unless you're in humanities. Some humanities classes are on East Campus. As far as registering for classes, if you're talking about like a semester-long tennis-type course, those you can register for when you register for your classes for your program. If you're talking about like fitness programs that happen once or twice a week throughout, the semester, those you just kind of show up and it's first come, first serve. I think with some of the cycling classes, you might have to just kind of RSVP a spot, just because those fill up fast. But other than that, they are free for all.
Yeah.
Go to the website for the Duke gym, and they'll have all the classes there, and you can sign up online.
Right.
Yes.
So like yoga or whatever type of fitness classes.
Yeah. Most of them are drop-in too, but if you do sign up for one of the semester-long classes, it is pass-fail. So if you don't show up, you will fail the class.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
And one other thing about the gym, as mentioned, your stipend covers the cost of the gym. However, there is an opt-in program now, I think because of budgetary reasons. So if you actually do want to be enrolled in the gym, they'll send you an email saying, do you want to opt in to the fitness program? And then you just say, yes, I want to be in, and that'll take care of it. And that covers as long as you are a funded PhD student. So that's technically your first 5 years for most programs, and then after that you have to pay a small fee. But I don't think it's maybe like $100 for the year or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 100, kind of 100. Because for my student, we need to pay for recreation fee. It includes maybe fees for the gyms. It costs like $200 for 1 semester, I think. Okay, next question. I've heard from some people that Durham has some questionable areas as far as safety goes. How is the safety on campus and around it? Okay, yeah, I think for me, when I arrived in Durham at the first days, some people suggest me never go out when it's really late in the night, because there are some questionable areas in Durham. But you know what? I tried to go around and on the campus and around it very late in the night. I find it's okay. Yeah. So my suggestion would be just take care of yourself and try it. I mean, the night in Durham is very attractive for me.
I think just to add on to that, just like any cities, we have our high crime areas. Those would probably be just east of campus. Just be aware, don't have headphones and stuff in. Make sure that you're aware of your possessions and your surroundings. The Durham police are absolutely fantastic, and so are the campus police. And everywhere on campus, there are blue light boxes, so at any point you don't feel safe, you just hit one of those and they'll send somebody out immediately. I would say on campus, it's pretty safe. Downtown, where all the restaurants and stuff are, you're fine. Southwest Durham, near the mall and everything's pretty safe around there. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
All right, the next question. Where can I dance salsa? I love this question, actually. I actually used to dance a lot of salsa, so there are a lot of places around here that have salsa nights, which is awesome. You can usually find them just going to like the Durham County, not the Durham County, but there's like a Durham like activities website, and they usually list, a lot of the local restaurants do it. One is Little Havana, which is in downtown Durham, but there are a bunch in downtown Durham that do it. There are a bunch in Chapel Hill that do it. I mean, you could probably find a place to dance salsa every single night. There's a pretty large Hispanic community here, and so if you don't want to dance salsa, you also want to tango. I mean, there's everything here. It's really awesome.
To add to that, you can join the Facebook group Triangle Latin Dancers, and that'll come up with all of the salsa, merengue, tango nights there are ever.
Next question. Is there a live music scene in Durham? Yes, actually, and not only Durham, but the Triangle area in general is a really good hotspot for live music and up-and-coming bands, so it's really good for that. In Durham, the place I can think of top of my head is Motor Co. in Northeast Durham. Pinhook also is a bar that has some music. Duke has a lot of performances, and there's music in the gardens during the summer where they have live music in the Duke Gardens. They have Duke performances throughout the year. And even the Triangle area, Chapel Hill has a lot. There's a place called Cat's Cradle in Carborough, which has a lot of good live music. And then over in Raleigh, they have some bigger venues like Walnut Creek, and that can host like bigger names. But yeah, in general, there's lots of music, lots of bands in just the Triangle area, including Durham.
Yeah, just FYI, I think you can buy tickets from the ticket office in Bryan Centers.
For the Duke performances, right?
Number 15, is Durham a dog-friendly city? Yes, and I love it. I have 2 dogs. And a lot of my friends have dogs too. There are a lot of different dog parks. The vets are amazing in this area. You can't bring them in to all restaurants, but a lot of restaurants, especially in the summertime, have outdoor seating areas that you can bring them in. We have a brewery called Full Steam that doesn't actually serve food, so you're allowed to bring dogs in. So in the wintertime, that's a good place to bring your pup with you. All the running trails and stuff are great to bring them out and get exercise, and everybody always loves seeing a dog running around on campus. So.
Okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. The next question is Durham a bike-friendly city? I should say yes. You can absolutely enjoy cycling on the campus and around the campus, and there are some specific areas on campus for park the bike safely, I think. Does anyone who want to add some several response?
Yeah. So Durham isn't the most bike-friendly city, but it is definitely making it a priority to get there. They've been renovating a lot of roads to put in more bike lanes. There are still some roads that are more heavily trafficked and harder to get on. Make sure basic safety, if you're riding at night, make sure you have bright clothing, reflective gear, and lights. Most vehicles are pretty respectful of cyclists on the road, but just as anywhere, you get the 1 or 2 people that aren't going to be as respectful, telling you to get on the sidewalk and things, but you just have to do your best to let those go. Around campus, though, it's great, and the immediate vicinity around campus, it's when you start getting a little bit past that, probably about a mile away from campus or more, that biking gets a little bit harder.
Okay, our next question is, how's the gym in Duke? Does every student have free access, or do I need to pay an annual fee to have access? Are there any squash courts open to students who are not in the club? So I think we said before that the gym, if you have to opt in, but and you'll see like the charge on your bill, but it'll be paid by the graduate school as long as you opt in. So it is free to graduate students. You don't have to pay. It's nice. The gym on West Campus Wilson is huge. There are a bunch of ellipticals, treadmills. There's a huge weight room. There's a pool, an Olympic pool, so if you like swimming. And there are squash and handball courts if you want to play there. I'm not sure if you have to reserve them in advance, but I know that you don't have to pay for them. And you may have to reserve them in advance, but they have the squash balls there and everything.
So. Next question. What is the bar scene like? I've heard that there is not much of a scene in Durham and you have to get to Chapel Hill. Yeah, this is not actually the case. So maybe that perception is for undergraduate heavy bars. I think there's this one bar in Durham, but Chapel Hill has many more. But for grad students, I think the bar scene in Durham is really good, if not better than Chapel Hill. In addition to the bars on Main Street, where you find quite a few grad students, like Olivia's or James Joyce, there's also some bars that fewer people have heard about on 9th Street, which is just close to campus. Yeah. And of course, Full Steam, as Lauren mentioned, is really popular among grad students. You go there any weekend night, and you'll see lots of grad students there, and it's like a great environment. And so I think there's a lot of really good and active places in Durham which are within a mile and a half of campus. If you're into like more of the dance club scene, then yeah, you have to go to Chapel Hill. They don't have that in Durham really, but otherwise, in terms of just like casual and good atmosphere bars, I think Durham's really great for that.
And there are also a couple bars on campus. Just throwing that one out there. Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
it's down in the Bryan Center.
Yeah.
Oh, the loop.
In the
Oh,
loop.
that's
Yeah.
So number 19, I want to know about the atmosphere of society near Durham. What is the cultural geography of Durham? So I like this question a lot. You'll notice, I guess if you were to spend a lot of time here, that all of the members of the triangle, so Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and its neighbors, Cary and Apex, they all kind of have their individual atmospheres. And so Durham has a nickname called Dirty Durham, and it's not dirty in the way of not clean. It's dirty in the sense that it's just raw. So Durham has a lot of history behind it, and a lot of the restaurants and bars in the area have been renovated from old warehouses. So Durham is not one of those towns that have all of these regulations about sign height and what color the front of your building has to be and things like that. So it's very relaxed, and I guess you could say almost hipstery in a sense. Chapel Hill is full of undergrads, and if you go over to Cary is very suburban, soccer mom, lots of minivans,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and black mailboxes in exactly the same spot in every lawn. But Durham just has this culture of uniqueness where everybody can find a way to fit in, no matter what you're interested in, no matter what you want to portray yourself as. There's a niche for you.
Yeah, I'll add to that. It seems to me, compared to other cities, that there's a lot of like civic pride for people who live in Durham because it's kind of like it's sort of make it into, you can find a niche and make it into your own. And like Lauren was saying, a lot of it's been renovated from old warehouses, and so there's kind of like a do-it-yourself mentality here in Durham, where like anything you want to build or do or organization is kind of like comes up from a grassroots thing, and it's pretty cool to see like a lot of the changes that have happened even in the several years that I've been here.
Yeah. I think for me, I really enjoy the diverse cultures in Durham, and I think it's very acceptable for all the foreigners from different countries. We can find like different communities or different place to fit in very perfectly. I really like the environment in Durham, I think. Okay. So next question is how easy is it to go sightseeing around Durham without a car? I should say it's not kind of so easy if you want to go sightseeing around the campus if without a car. I mean, of course, there are lots of public transportations in Durham and on the campus, but mostly it's to one point to another point directly. But if you want to go out seeing, I should say Duke and Durham locates in the forest, so some kind you will get lost. Yeah. So I mean, it's better to ask someone who have cars to take you around.
Well, it kind of depends on if you want to do all your sightseeing in one day or if you kind of want to do it bit by bit. Because if you want to do it bit by bit, it's kind of easy. In the sense that it's easy to get from Duke's campus to, let's say, the baseball stadium, or Duke's campus to the American Tobacco District, but it's harder to get from the Tobacco District to the baseball stadium. So if you just want to go bit by bit, it's pretty easy. You can take the bus there, walk around, take the bus back. We have probably about 3 or 4 main districts where you'd probably want to go sightseeing off campus, to go and try the food and look around at the building decor and do shopping and stuff.
All right. Our next question is there a strong sense of community among graduate and professional students at Duke? If so, in what ways have you seen this demonstrated? I guess I can only really speak to my department, which I think I'm in the Pratt School of Engineering, and I think there is a very strong sense of community among all of the students there. And every Friday we have like a department beer hour, and it's free beer and usually free food, and it's not just limited to grad students. Other students from other departments can come too, but it's really nice because you can just, Friday, you're tired, it's the end of the week, you can just mingle and meet new people. There's also like a graduate student committee that organizes a lot of outings and events for grad students from all departments, which is really nice. They organize like going to Durham Bulls baseball games together, and like pub crawls and things like that. So yeah, there is a very strong sense of community.
Yeah, I think I'll add to that by saying that a lot of grad students get together through the Graduate and Professional Student Council, called, you'll hear shortened to GYPSY,
Yeah.
which organizes lots of events almost weekly, and they're well attended by students from all departments, and including quite popular is the Camp Out event, which includes, I think, several thousand grad students all together for one weekend, sleeping in tents or RVs. So you really get close and meet people through that, and subsequent basketball games tend to be a good place to meet other grad students. Next question. I've heard some students get DirecTV rather than Time Warner Cable because it is cheaper. Have you used DirecTV? Do you recommend? I've never used DirecTV. I don't know much about it. I do know that Time Warner Cable is very frustrating, and whatever rate you sign in your first year, be prepared that once that year ends, it will probably double. So if you can find a good alternative that fits your needs like DirecTV, then by all means. So I can't comment though on DirecTV.
I'll chip in here. So it's very hard to get DirecTV because Time Warner Cable kind of has a monopoly in the area, probably most of North Carolina actually. So it's pretty difficult, especially if you're renting. If you buy, then you could probably get DirecTV, but otherwise you're probably stuck with Time Warner Cable. Like Andre said, after a year the rate will go up, but what I always do is when that happens, I call them and they usually have a new discount to give me and it lowers the rate again. So if you're willing to be patient, then you can sort of work through it. But yeah, if you're kind of stuck with Time Warner Cable.
I'll add, there's actually a couple alternatives to both DirecTV and Time Warner, and so I actually cut Time Warner out completely about 2 years ago and switched to Frontier. So there's Frontier and there's also Uverse, which is run by AT&T, that are in the area, and they go through the phone line instead of through the cable. And you can get it really easily if you're renting as well. I actually personally don't have cable anymore because I use my internet to get Netflix and Hulu, and I haven't really found the need for it. But I've had nothing but, fantastic things to say about Frontier. It's pretty fast service. It's for just the internet. It's only $40 a month. That's more than enough to stream anything you want. So the next question, can you tell me a little bit about your first year as a new graduate student, challenges, transition, and maybe useful information you can pass on? So if you're going to be mainly on West Campus, my biggest piece of advice is as soon as you decide you're coming to get on the circuit wait list for parking, because it will take you about 3 years to get it, and that's probably the epitome of being a senior graduate student is once you get circuit parking. Otherwise, I would just say be open. If you're in a program that does any kind of laboratory rotations, really be open to, trying out different types of research. You only get your first year once. And once you, decide on a dissertation topic, you're kind of locked in. And also explore with your classes. I mean, obviously take the classes that you need in order to get your degree, but, if you have any type of leeway, expand your horizons a little bit, because once you're out of grad school, that's the last chance you get for really, taking these courses and being able to suck in all the knowledge that you can.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll add is what was challenging for me at least was finding a balance between the coursework and understanding expectations for research. And so just make sure you're clear. I know a lot of students who kind of ran into difficulties with this. Make sure you're clear if you do have an advisor doing research, what they expect in terms of your time commitment to your lab versus your time commitment to courses, because in your first year, you're generally having a pretty full course load, and so you just need to understand what the expectations are, and that's a good idea to talk that over in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
also make sure you're really good with your time management, because you're going to be very busy between courses, starting a new research project, and that includes like a lot of background reading. And then also, if you don't already have a fellowship, you're likely going to have to be applying for fellowships. So, I mean, you're going to have very little free time. So really work on your time management skills, because it's going to be important for the first year.
Yeah, the most challenging thing for my first year, exactly the last year, is are two things, I think. First is culture gap, and second is the language gap. I think at Duke we have lots of places we can ask help from, and for cultural gap, I usually go to the international house and find the officer in international house to answer my questions about what's the difference between U.S. and China. And for language gap, there are lots of professors and teachers in tutors in my department and also at private school will offer helps. So, and the next question, I'm entering a graduate program with only 10 other students. What is the best way to form relationship with graduate students from other departments? Okay, well, I share the exactly same experience with you. I should say I entered a program just has like three, yeah, three other students. Yeah, for my programs. But first of all, I can meet other graduate students through the orientation, and they are when you come to Duke, you will find, oh, for the first 1 to 2 weeks, you need to attend lots of orientations from international house, from the Duke school, and from your apartment. So don't worry about this kind of opportunities. And the second, we even though we just in one program with limited classmate, with limited how to say, you can say classmate, but you can also choose lots of course from different apartment, different programs. So by doing this, you can meet lots of other graduate students if you want.
There are also a lot of graduate student organizations that are kind of under the GYPSY that we were talking about earlier. And they range from all sorts of different interests. I currently run what we call Duke Out, which is the LGBT friendly group that goes over all of the graduate school, but there's also ones for pretty much any interest. And then there are a lot of groups that they're managed by undergrads, but they aren't exclusively for undergraduates. So if you're really interested in any kind of activism or salsa dancing or anything, there are groups, tons of groups that you can join, and I'm sure they'd be more than willing to have you.
Okay, next question. How long does it generally take to find an apartment, and how far in advance should you be looking? This question really depends on what you're looking for in an apartment, and if you want to be in a specific building or if you want to be in a specific location in Durham. I mean, if you're open to living anywhere, then I can't imagine it will take very long. But I mean, I would probably say give it 2 months in advance at least to start looking. But I think I'm going to defer to my other grad students, because I have to admit that I haven't looked for a new place in many, many years. So. Look at something.
You can find you just have to call the apartments and they'll each have a different date. They may have an apartment open in a week, a month, or it could be like 2 or 3 months. It just depends on when people are leaving their apartment. So you just have to call or the apartments, and it can be anywhere from a week, like I said, to several months. You can reserve one.
And if you're open to other ideas than apartments, if you're looking to rent a house or something like that, my biggest piece of advice would to be you can't look too far in advance, because if you look too far in advance, then they don't want to give the house to you because they're losing money on their mortgage during that time. So unless you find somebody 2 weeks or 2 months ahead of time that's planning on moving out and you sign a lease before they even move out, you pretty much have to be willing to move in within 30 days.
Yeah.
So when I was looking for the house, I moved in May, but I started looking in February, and I just got turned down all over the place because they were looking for somebody to come, as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay, next question. Are there any academic/social clubs you recommend that I join? Well, fortunately, Duke's a big school, and there's plenty of academic and social clubs. And what you'll find actually is that uh, Duke actually has more graduate students, undergraduate students. So any of these clubs that you can find on campus, even if they're undergrad clubs, most of them actually have grad students that are part of them. So whatever your interests are, don't be shy to go to the club and join and be active, because a lot of them actually have grad students and some are primarily grad student, but there's not really a distinction made oftentimes with many clubs. And yeah, the other thing is the uh, Gypsy Graduate Professional Student Council sends out a weekly email with the events of all the clubs that are specifically run by grad students. I run a club which does volunteer once a month with the Durham Habitat for Humanity, and I advertise through the Gypsy. So if you're interested in volunteer work and wanted to join that club, you would hear about it primarily through the Gypsy email. But there's also a Student Activity Center website at Duke, and like I said, even if it doesn't say grad students, generally there are grad students in all of these clubs because they're a big presence on the campus here.
Okay. What are your favorite activities outside of Durham? I've heard it's about 2 to 3 hours from the beach and the mountains. Any favorite spots? Yes, and that's one of the things I love about North Carolina. So I'm a big hiker and backpacker. One of my favorite trails is probably about 3.5 hours west of here in the Mount Pisgah area, just west of Asheville. And there's a trail called the Art Loeb Trail, which is absolutely gorgeous, and it's basically a 360-degree view all the way around almost the entire time. Gorgeous ridge backpacking. You're also not that far from the Smokies.
Yeah.
And I did a week-long backpacking trip out there last year, right kind of on the border of North Carolina and Tennessee. In terms of the beach, I would say if you just take I-40 all the way east until it ends, then you're in Wrightsville Beach. And you can go there. That's a great one. We have a lot of department retreats over there since it's so easy to get to. If you kind of do some finagling, it takes more around 4 hours, and go a little bit more north of that, you can get to Emerald Isle, which is also a gorgeous beach and is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think there are 4 national forest parks in North Carolina, so I should say NC is a really ideal place for hiking and lots of activities. And there, I think it takes like 4 to 5 hours from here to Outer Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very nice place if you want to go to to see the Atlantic. And it's also take like 2 to 3 hours from here to Wilmington. It's a nice place, I should say, to take the seafood if you want.
There are a lot of unique things that you can only see in North Carolina. There's an area near where Lauren was saying, near Emerald Isle, but still on the North Carolina coast, that has natural Venus flytraps, which is really cool. It's like a hiking park, and you can see Venus flytraps in their natural habitat, which is really neat. And if you go to Cape Hatteras, you can actually see where the colder Atlantic water is meeting the warmer Atlantic water, and they're like the difference in temperature makes the water a different color, and you can see little eddies forming, and it's really, really neat. There are some really beautiful things to see in North Carolina.
And then I know the question said outside of Durham, but I just want to say in terms of outdoor activities, if you're interested in beaches and stuff like that, we have a rock quarry in Durham, which is basically a giant swimming hole. So you hike about a mile into the woods to get there, and then it's just this giant kind of lake pond thing. It just kind of filled up with water over the years. And there's about a 20-foot cliff that you can also jump off of if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think.
I will add, even for hiking, you can actually do it locally. There's just north of Durham called Eno State Park, which has great hiking trails by the Eno River. And if you just go a little bit east towards Raleigh, maybe only about 15 minutes, there's Umstead State Park, which has another really nice hiking trails that are just really close by to campus.
Yes, I think there is another place we can go boating, like in the Jordan Lake. It's very near from the Duke University, and you can get around like four to six people if you want, friends, and go boating on the lake. It's very, very interesting, I think. Yeah.
They have like pontoon boats you can rent there. They have kayaks and canoes. It's, really nice.
And okay, so next question is what benefits can we get from international house? Okay, I think international house is a family for us, like foreign students, I should say. If you need help, you can ask, you can contact them and ask help from them, and the detailed benefits, I should say, you can attend the international house orientation. So if you are sponsored by Duke University, and you will get an email from the international house, you will, if you want, and just register as orientation, you can get detailed information from international house, I think.
All right, the next question. What are the must-do things that first-year students might not be aware of? I think the number one priority would be to do the camp out, because it's something so unique to Duke to camp out for basketball tickets and then go to the Duke basketball games. It's really a unique experience because Cameron Indoor Stadium is this very small, all-wood stadium, very old school looking, and it's very small, so you have to camp out to get the tickets, and it's really worth it, I think. But even if you're not a huge basketball fan yet, you will become one by coming to Duke. That's the only thing I can think of. Do you guys have anything to add? Must do.
Must do.
Yeah, if you can do camp out, you should give it a try at least your first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's the best time to do it, because after that you'll probably feel too overwhelmed to do it again.
Next question. How are the grad students' social life / spare time like in Duke? Yeah, actually, as I was mentioning before, there's so many activities and so much going on campus that you just sort of have to pick out the few things that you're interested in and you can do well, because as grad students, majority of your time is spent on your classes or your research, and it takes up a lot of your time and a lot of your effort and focus. And so it's good to have occasional things that you can do to meet new students, engage in some interests, and unwind. But I think you would never find a shortage of things to do or things going on or groups around campus. So it's just a matter of finding a good balance with your academic stuff that you're doing here.
All right. How many venues for art films are there in the Durham area off campus? So this one I know that we have the film documentary festival. What's it called?
I know what you're thinking of. I can't remember what it's called.
There's a documentary festival every year in the American Tobacco District, and that's always really nice to go to. Other than that, I'm not entirely sure. That's not something that I kind of picked up as a hobby.
What about the Carolina Theater?
Yeah, the Carolina Theater has.
They show a lot of artsy films.
Yeah, they show a lot of films from. I mean, they have like double feature horror nights, and they do have like art films, and they do like for the Oscars, they'll do like the animated shorts viewing parties and things like that.
It's located right in downtown Durham next to the Marriott Hotel.
Yeah, and what's really neat actually is Duke it has a film department, and they put on a lot of film showings that like the students do, or like the professors do, or visiting professors do. So if you're really into seeing some studied cinematography, then that's a great option. And then if you want to see like big blockbuster movies, Duke has showings in the Bryan Center every week, and sometimes they even do early releases so you can see the films before they come out, which is really neat.
Okay. End of question.
Right. So we have reached the end of our hour. I want to say thank you very much to our students, and thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. There's one question I did want to answer that came in advance. There was a question about child care facilities, if there are any near Duke. The short answer is yes, there are. And actually, after this chat is over, we will be posting a link to a resource that you can use to find a facility that's near you and that meets your needs. It's a very personal issue, obviously, and a lot of factors have to be weighed. So rather than to go into too many particulars about which facilities there are, I'll just post that link on the page, and you can go to that database and type in Durham, and the zip code actually for the graduate school is 27708, and you can search that way. So thank you all again. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the link to the recording up on the screen so everyone can see that. And this is where you will be able to go after we end this broadcast. We will try to answer as many of the questions that we didn't manage to get to. We got to a lot, we didn't get to all of them. We'll try to answer as many of the ones that we didn't get to as we can on that website. So be on the lookout for that. We'll also be emailing this link to the recording to our admitted students, so our admitted students will get it that way. So thank you so much again, and to our admitted students, we look forward to seeing you very soon. We're signing off now. Take care.